Hey, what's up, Coin Fam? In today's video, you'll learn how to identify rare and valuable nickel coins. Let's get right into it. Let's start off today's video with an error coin. This is a double die. A double die isn't actually considered a coin error because the error that creates the double die occurs during the creation of the die. The doubling on the die creates the same effect on every coin that is minted, so a double die is actually called a variety. An error would be something that just affects an individual coin. The doubling on this coin affects the front or obverse of the nickel. The picture from the Heritage Auction site isn't clear enough to see the detail of the doubling, but I found the perfect pictures on the Brian's Variety Coins website. You can check out the link to the site in the description below. You can see doubling on basically all of the letters in the motto, "In God We Trust," as well as the bridge of Jefferson's nose and the portion at the top of his hair. You won't find this coin in circulation. You'll have to look at your proof set, because this variety can be found on the 1953 Jefferson proof nickel. In addition to being a rare variety, this nickel coin is in really good shape as well. It graded proof 69 on a scale from 1 to 70. This 1953 Jefferson proof nickel sold at auction for almost $1,300. Here's a 1977 Jefferson nickel error coin. There are actually two errors on this nickel. The first one is obvious. This is a 45% off-center strike. You can still see the date, which is always good when you have an off-center strike. Whenever you have a suspicion that there's something different about a coin, it warrants further inspection. If you were handling this particular nickel, you would know that it feels a little lighter and thinner than a typical nickel. So what's the next step? Yep, put that coin on a scale. Not just any scale, a coin scale that goes out to 2 decimal places. Take a look at the link in the description for an affordable option. This nickel weighs 2.3 grams. A nickel should weigh 5 grams. So which coin weighs 2.3 grams? A 1977 dime weighs 2.27 grams, so this coin is within the weight tolerance. I'm guessing that the lighter weight and the thickness of the planchet played a part in the off-center strike. There's not much to grade here, but they can actually grade blank planchets. This error coin was sent to NGC for grading, and it came back a mint state 64. This Jefferson nickel sold at auction for $1,840. You've probably heard of the 1943 steel penny. But what about the 1943 steel nickel? This wasn't the intention. This is another error coin. You can tell by looking at this nickel that the color is off. A lot of environmental conditions can change the color of our coins. So if you see this, it may not mean much, but it does warrant further investigation. This nickel would feel lighter than a nickel should. It weighed in at 2.75 grams compared to the normal 5-gram weight of a nickel. This 1943 San Francisco minted nickel was struck on a 1943 steel penny planchet. It graded about uncirculated 55, but its value comes from the wrong planchet error. This nickel sold at Heritage Auctions for $3,760. We've talked about the no S dime in a previous video. Here we have an error coin known as the 1971 no S Jefferson nickel. Don't get this confused with the 1971 no mint mark nickel. The regular 1971 nickel you can find in circulation without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, and it's not supposed to have a mint mark. This particular error coin is on the 1971 proof nickel. Proof nickels were minted in San Francisco in 1971, and they're supposed to have an S mint mark. If you or a relative have a 1971 proof nickel, make sure to check it for this error. It's estimated that about 1,650 of this variety made it out of the mint. Don't ask how they figured that out. The mint mark is supposed to be located on the lower part of the nickel, on the right side behind Jefferson. If your 1971 S proof nickel is missing the S, you've got a valuable error. This one was sent off to PCGS for grading. It was designated with the no S error and graded proof 69 deep cameo. This 1971 no S error nickel was sold at Heritage Auctions for $4,485. What's the difference between a 1940 Jefferson nickel Type 1 reverse and the Type 2 reverse. It's all about the definition of the stairs. There's a subtle error on the reverse of some 1940 proof nickels. The error is called a die installation error, often called a transitional reverse, according to error-ref.com. There was a change made to the reverse design in 1939. The sides of the stairs were made to be more defined and detailed, but the 1938 die was used to mint some coins in 1939 and 1940. The 1938 die is considered to be Type 1 for these years, and the newer correct die is the Type 2 reverse. Here are the two designs side by side so you can see the changes. This nickel was sent to NGC for grading and came back with a grade of Proof 68. This nickel sold at Heritage Auctions for $5,040. You gotta love a good double die. Unfortunately, this one could be better. This is a 1945 Philadelphia minted Jefferson nickel. This one is in okay shape for a 1945 nickel. It graded mint state 66. It also has the full steps designation, but I don't know that I agree with that. The double die is on the reverse, and this one is designated the FS803. You can barely make out the split serifs on the word cents, and the doubling is a little more obvious on the LO in Monticello. The doubling on the FS801 variety is more obvious than this variety. Either way, this Jefferson nickel sold at auction for $5,170. How about this 1942 Denver minted Jefferson nickel? What makes this nickel coin so valuable that it sold at auction for $5,175? It's in decent shape. You can see a clear line separating the toning from the upper part of the coin. It graded mint state 64. That's not why this nickel sold for so much though. Take a look at the D mint mark on the reverse of this coin. Do you see it yet? This is a D over horizontal D mint mark, and it's pretty rare. At the time of the sale, there were only 5 of these in this grade and only 5 other ones in better condition. This 1942 D over horizontal D sold at auction for $5,175. If you enjoyed this video, hit that up thumb. Thanks for watching.